Ladies and gentlemen, the show will commence in 5 minutes. While you are waiting, please hit the like button and share the video link.
Please like and leave a comment, and share this video.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to commence. Please take your seats and join us in the chat. Enjoy the show.
Good evening everyone, welcome to live show 80 coming to you from Minsk, Belarus. We're going to do something different on the show tonight. Instead of the usual news of death, chaos and coming nuclear apocalypse, we're going to discuss underground civilizations, those subterranean worlds we have heard about. Tonight we're going to delve deep, literally, into the mysteries of ancient civilizations that are said to exist beneath the Earth's surface. These subterranean worlds, steeped in legend and lore from cultures around the globe, suggest not just hidden cities, but advanced beings that could have influenced humanity in ways we're only beginning to imagine. Let's take this journey together from the mythical Agartha to secretive Telos beneath Mount Shasta, and explore how these stories might connect our understanding of history, technology, and spirituality. Starting with Agartha, often cited as the Buddhist and Hindu traditions as the underground kingdom. This legend speaks of advanced civilization with technology and knowledge far surpassing ours. Imagine a world where wisdom and technology harmonize, accessible only through remote locations like the poles. Is Agartha a mere legend, or could it be a physical place where these advanced beings reside? We'll explore historical texts and the myths linking Agartha to Shambhala, suggesting a network of subterranean cities guiding humanity's spiritual evolution. Agartha, often cited in Buddhist and Hindu traditions, is conceptualized as an underground or inner earth kingdom that holds a significant place in esotericism and mythology. Here's what we know based on various cultural and narratives and speculative accounts. The concept of Agartha potentially traces back to the ancient Indian mythology, where it is intertwined with the idea of Patala, one of the lower realms in Hindu cosmology. Patala is described as a subterranean world, sometimes considered one of the 7 levels, inhabited by beings like the Nagas, who are half human, half serpent deities. This underground realm is not just a physical location, but also symbolizes hidden wisdom or spiritual enlightenment. In the Buddhist traditions, Agartha often gets conflated or compared to Shambhala, a mystical kingdom whose location is hidden, believed only to be a place where enlightenment could be ventured. Shambhala is central to Tibetan Buddhism, especially within the Kalarachkara teachings, representing a place of peace and spiritual purity, though not explicitly described as underground in these texts. In the Hindu lore, particularly through the texts like the Puranas, mentioned Patala as one of the realms beneath the earth, supported by a cosmic serpent, Shesa, where beings like the Nagas reside. While not directly named Agartha, these descriptions contribute to the imaginary of subterranean civilizations possessing advanced knowledge or technology. The modern interpretations and speculations are the hollow earth theory. Agartha has been linked to the hollow earth theory, suggesting that within or beneath Earth's crust exists a vast network or even a world inhabited by advanced beings. This theory gained traction in the 19th century, influenced by figures like Edmund Hillary and later John Cleves Sims Jr., though direct references to Agartha in these contexts are more speculative than traditional. Esoteric and occult interests are figures like Saint Yves de Lavandera and Helena Blavatsky contributed to the mystique of Agartha by linking it to the occult traditions, suggesting it as a seat of hidden knowledge or a governance center of the world's spiritual evolution. Saint Yves claimed to have visited Agartha through astral projection, describing it as a place of advanced society and wisdom. Agartha is also in the current pop culture and modern mythos. The legend of Agartha continues to inspire stories and games, like in the Fire Emblem Three Houses, who is portrayed as a technological advanced subterranean city. This reflects how myth has evolved, blending ancient lore with modern science and fiction elements. What are the philosophical and spiritual implications of Agartha? Beyond its location, Agartha symbolizes human quest for knowledge. enlightenment, and perhaps utopian society. It represents an inner journey as much as a physical one, where seekers aim to tap into profound wisdom and universal truths, aligning with broader spiritual quests found in many cultures. In summary, while Agartha is a physical underground kingdom mixes mythology with speculative fiction, its enduring presence in cultural narratives underscores a universal fascination with hidden worlds and a quest for deeper truths, whether spiritual, philosophical, or technological. We now move on to the Hopi underworld and the Ant People. Moving to the Americas, the Hopi Native Americans have tales of their ancestors emerging from underground world. These stories describe not just survival during cataclysms, but also interactions with the Ant People, who taught them agriculture and survival skills. Could these Ant People be more than a metaphor for wisdom? What if they represent an advanced subterranean race? We'll discuss how these narratives might offer clues about ancient knowledge systems and survival tactics passed down through generations. The concept of the Hopi underworld and the Ant People originates from the rich mythology of the Hopi Native Americans who inhabited northeastern Arizona. Here's a detailed look based on cultural lore, historical accounts, and modern interpretations. This is the Hopi underworld. The cultural context of the Hopi believe in a cyclical history where humanity has passed through several worlds, with the current one being the fourth world. Each world ends due to a human corruption or natural cataclysm, leading to the migration or transformation into a new world. The underworld or the third world. Before arriving at the fourth world, the Hopi narrative includes an underworld or third world from which various humans and spiritual beings emerged. This world was marked by both harmony and conflict, leading eventually to a decision to ascend to the next world, guided by spiritual beings. The emergence stories. The Hopi emergence story involves a journey through the underworld, often guided by assistance by deities or animal helpers. This narrative reflects themes of spiritual evolution, divine guidance, and the quest for the balance in life. Now let's talk about the Ant People, Anunnaki. Role in Hopi lore. The Ant People are central to the Hopi survival stories during cataclysmic events. Legends account how during global disasters the Hopi were led by divine signs, like an odd-shaped cloud or moving star, or maybe a UFO, to seek refuge with the Ant People, who taught them skills like food storage. And what are the attributes of the Ant People? Described as industrious and wise, the Ant People embody virtues of hard work, community living and foresight. Their underground dwellings symbolize safety, preservation of knowledge, and the continuity of life. And there seems to be connection to other cultures. There's speculation linking the Hopi Ant People to other cultural myths and even extraterrestrial beings due to the similarities in stories across cultures. For instance, connections have been drawn with the Sumerian Anunnaki due to linguistic and thematic parallels, although these are largely speculative. The modern interpretations of the Ant People in contemporary discussions, especially on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, the Ant People are sometimes linked with UFO lore or advanced ancient civilizations, suggesting they could represent beings from another dimension or stars who interacted with humanity. So what is the cultural and spiritual significance of the Hopi Indians and with the Ant People? Their teachings and rituals. The Hopi maintain these stories through rituals and dances that reenact the survival and teachings received from the Ant People, emphasizing themes of survival, community, respect for nature. The symbolism of the Ant People and the underworld represent not just physical survival but also spiritual journeys, the quest for knowledge, and the importance of living in harmony with the Earth's cycles. And what are the external perspectives and speculation? They are. From other cultures, there are similarities with myths from other Native American tribes, or even global myths suggesting a shared human fascination with subterranean or otherworldly beings who guide or save humanity. And of course there are modern speculative theories that some modern interpretations, especially in the realm of alternative history or fringe archaeology, suggest that these beings might have been actual advanced entities or extraterrestrials teaching and guiding early humans. The conclusion is that the Hopi underworld and the Ant People are just not tales of survival, but are deeply embedded teachings on human existence, spirituality, and the interconnectedness of life. While some might seek scientific or historical validation, these stories primarily serve as a cultural heritage, moral guides, and spiritual narratives for the HOPI, offering insights into human resilience and the quest for freedom, wisdom across generations. Next we have the ERKS, the SHIN-AU-AV, and the Telos. From South America's ERKS to the Patu legend of the SHIN-AU-AV beneath Death Valley, these hidden cities suggest advanced beings help guide human development. Telos, beneath Mount Shasta, is perhaps one of the most talked about due to claims of contact with the surface world. Here we explore the Lemurian connection, suggesting a race avoiding cataclysm, preserving their knowledge underground. Could these stories point to a network of such cities preserving ancient wisdom? Here's a comprehensive look at the ERKS, SHIN-AU-AV, and the Telos based on the information we have. Let's start with the ERKS. The cultural references for the ERKS is there's no direct cultural or mythological reference to the ERKS in provided information. However, considering the context where similar concepts like Telos and SHIN-AU-AV are discussed, ERKS might be related to speculative or fictional narratives involving underground or hidden civilizations, potentially linked to broader themes in the esoteric traditions or speculative fiction where advanced or ancient civilizations are imagined beneath the Earth's surface. The SHIN-AU-AV is a Native American legend. The SHIN-AU-AV is described in Native American lore, particularly related to the regions around Death Valley, as an underground city. According to legends, it's considered a portal to the underworld or the land of the dead. The story involves a chief who, following his wife's death, journeyed to SHIN-AU-AV, suggesting it was a place where one might commute to reach the deceased. Over time, various explorers and settlers have reported claims or signs of underground tunnels or cities beneath Death Valley, though these accounts often lack conclusive following up or verification. The symbolism and the belief of the SHIN-AU-AV symbolizes not just physical locations, but spiritual transitions of the cycle of life and death, and possibly the preservation of ancient knowledge or civilizations. It's believed in some esoteric circles to be an underground city inhabited by survivors of a mythical continent, Lemur. This lore blends elements of theosophy with Native American stories and modern New Age beliefs. The concept involves Telosians, advanced beings who have technology and wisdom far surpassing ours, living in harmony underground. They're sometimes described as Lemurian descendants who preserved their civilization after a cataclysm. The cultural impact and speculation of the Telos has been integrated into modern mythos, speculative fiction, and even conspiracy theories, suggesting interactions or guidance from these beings influencing human history or evolution. While largely considered fictional or speculative, Telos represents a fascination with hidden knowledge, advanced civilizations, and the possibility of life or wisdom preserved in places unknown to mainstream archaeology or science. So what is the general contextual interpretation of the ERKS, SHIN-AU-AV, and the Telos? The underground civilizations in myth and speculation. The themes of ERKS, SHIN-AU-AV, and Telos touch on a broader human fascination with the lies beneath the Earth's surface. These stories often serve multiple purposes. The spiritual or philosophical offer narratives about the afterlife, the nature of existence, or the preservation of ancient wisdom. The historical or speculative of lost or hidden civilizations that might have had advanced knowledge or technology influencing or guiding human development, covertly or through ancient contacts. The cultural and psychological of such myths reflect human curiosity about unexplored realms, our place in the potential vast cosmic or terrestrial context, and the quest for meaning or superior wisdom. The modern interpretations are that while these concepts are rooted in cultural mythologies or speculative fiction, they continue to inspire literature, games, and conspiracy theories, intertwining ancient lore with modern ideas about space-time dimensions. In conclusion, while the ERKS might not have specific cultural references, SHIN-AU-AV and Telos represent significant underground civilization myths that blend Native American lore, esoteric traditions, and modern speculative thought reflecting humanity's enduring intrigue with the unknown, the unseen aspects of our planet and existence. The NAGA LOKAS and the hidden kingdoms of the Andes. In Indian law, the NAGA LOKAS, or serpent people, represent a sophisticated subterranean society. Their technology and magic intertwine, influencing human culture through their wisdom. Similarly, the Andes hidden cities, like Pate, Ita, or Akawa, suggest survivors of ancient civilizations who might still hold secrets of advanced technology. What if these myths are not just allegory, but actual records of interactions with subterranean societies? The NAGA LOKAS in the cultural context is the NAGA LOKAS refer to the realms or worlds where Nagas reside in Hindu, Buddhism, and Jain traditions. Nagas are depicted as beings with mixed human and serpent features, often residing in underground kingdoms. The mythological significance of the NAGA LOKAS in Hinduism is that Nagas are considered semi-divine beings, often protectors or beings of great power, residing in Patala, one of the lower worlds or lokas beneath the earth's surface. Patala, often synonymous with part of Naga Loka, is described as the realm of splendor and darkness, ruled by various Nagas like Vasuki, inhabited by other beings like Asuras, and supported by the cosmic serpent Shesha. In Buddhism, the NAGA LOKAS is featured like a Naga king, Machalenda, protecting Buddha, highlighting their beneficial aspects, suggesting a deep connection between enlightenment and the natural or mythical elements represented by Nagas. The physical and symbolic representation of the Nagas are not just mythical, but might symbolize deeper philosophical or spiritual truths representing life cycles, wisdom, and the balance between the material and spiritual worlds. The hidden kingdoms of the Andes. The archaeological and cultural references are the Nazca lines. Mentioned frequently in discussion about the Andes, these geoglyphs in Peru are often linked with ancient civilizations, knowledge or possible their attempts to communicate with, interact with supernatural or extraterrestrial beings through direct evidence linking them to the hidden kingdoms or underground realms isn't conclusive. And of course Machu Picchu, while the most famous for its architectural and historic significance, was there in 2004. Its rediscovery and the myths surrounding it feed into narratives about hidden or lost civilizations in the Andes. There are speculative theories and modern interpretations. There's speculation often found in alternative history narratives or discussions, like platforms on X, about lost or hidden cities beneath the Andean region, inspired by finds like miniature structures or unexplained ancient libraries. These could be interpreted as remnants of advanced or hidden civilizations. The connection to the NAGA LOKAS, while not directly connected to the traditional texts, the concept of hidden or subterranean civilization in the Andes might resonate cultural with ideas like NAGA LOKAS, where advanced or mythical beings reside beneath the Earth's surface. This could be a modern interpretation linking ancient myths across cultures, suggesting that universal human fascination with what lies beneath our feet. My general observations are the cultural blending. The blending of indigenous Hindu or Buddhist myths with the local legends in discussions about hidden realms or underground cities reflect a broader human tendency to seek conditions or connections or explanations for the unknown across cultures. The modern cultural impact of these stories and theories continue to fuel literature, speculative fiction, and conspiracy theories, suggesting that the allure of hidden wisdom or civilizations, be it in the form of the NAGA LOKAS or lost Andean kingdoms, remains strong in contemporary culture. The research and speculation, while traditional narratives provide rich lore, modern interpretations or discoveries like those in Ecuador and the small structures in Peru add layers to these myths, blurring the lines between fact, fiction, and speculation. This synthesis combines the traditional mythological elements of a modern speculative thought, illustrating how ancient beliefs can intertwine with contemporary cultural narratives or archaeological mysteries. The NEPHILIM, Gnomes, and TUATHA di DANANN. The NEPHILIM, described in biblical texts, might have retreated underground, influenced human civilization from the shadows. Gnomes in European folklore and the TUATHA di DANANN in Irish myth suggest that these beings have always been with us, their wisdom often in plain sight. Could these stories be remnants of time when humans and these beings coexisted above ground? The NEPHILIM in biblical references. The NEPHILIM are mentioned in Genesis 6:1-4 as offsprings of the sons of God and the daughters of men before the flood. They are often interpreted as giants or heroes of old, renowned for their strength. The term NEPHILIM has been subject to extensive debate, with interpretations ranging from fallen angels to demigods. The modern interpretations and speculation in contemporary discussions, including platforms like X, NEPHILIM are sometimes linked with various mythological and speculative beings, suggesting that they were not just historical or biblical figures, but could be connected to myths, or even modern conspiracy theories about hidden or ancient races. The Gnomes. The Gnomes' cultural mythology is that the gnomes originate from European folklore, particularly Germanic, as small humanoid creatures with magical abilities, often associated with earth or the underground. They are generally depicted as guardians of treasures hidden in the earth or woods, or protectors of gardens and homes. The modern cultural impact today of gnomes are popular in garden decor and fantasy literature. On X, discussions might range from traditional folklore to modern interpretations where gnomes could be linked to humorously or speculatively to other mythical beings or conspiracy theories, like the playful or speculative linking with the Nephilim or government secrets. The Irish context of the term for gnome in the Irish, Ferin Gardaín, highlights a cultural adaptation of the gnome in Irish folklore or modern culture, reflecting local variations on the theme of small magical beings. The TUATHA di DANANN. In Irish mythology, the TUATHA di DANANN are the supernatural race in the Irish mythology, considered predecessors to the gods or divine beings in pre-Christian Ireland. They are known for their magical powers, wisdom, and association with the land's fertility. In the historical text and beliefs, they are central to the mythological cycle, depicted as arriving in the island on the dark clouds, engaging in battles like the second battles of Maj Tuathach, and eventually, after conflicts with the Milesians, retreating into the Sidh or fairy mounds, becoming the Ara Sea or the fair folk. The cultural symbols of their legacy includes the 4 treasures of Ireland, each with magical properties symbolizing aspects of sovereignty, war, wisdom and plenty. They also link with the concept of the otherworld in Irish lore, where they might retreat, or from where they could influence human affairs. The modern interpretations on platforms like X, discussions might blend traditional lore with modern fantasy, suggesting connections with other mythological or speculative elements of different cultures and conspiracy theories, though these are often speculative for the entertainment. The general observations across these themes. Is there interconnected mythology? There's a modern trend, especially visible in online discussions, to interconnect various mythologies or speculative theories. While there's no traditional or scholarly connection between the NEPHILIM, gnomes, or the TUATHA di DANANN, enthusiasts might find thematic links in the idea of ancient, often hidden or magical races influencing human history or culture. The cultural evolution of each of these entities has evolved in popular culture from ancient myths to modern interpretations, reflecting shifts on how society views or reimagines its mythical past. The speculative theories are the mention of these beings in contexts outside traditional lore often serves to entertain, provoke thought, or explore alternative histories or realities, especially in discussions where ancient myths meet modern conspiracy theories or sci-fi themes. This synthesis provides a blend of traditional lore with how these figures might be discussed or reimagined in contemporary culture, particularly on online platforms. And now we come to the Anunnaki and Zoharic tradition. Lastly, the Anunnaki's underground cities and the Zohar's hidden libraries propose advanced beings with technologies and knowledge so profound they could alter our understanding of the universe. These narratives suggest not just physical but spiritual guidance from these subterranean dwellers. The connection between the Anunnaki and the Zoharic tradition is not directly supported by traditional scholarly or historical texts, but by contemporary discussions, especially on social media, often speculate or draw parallels between various mythologies or spiritual traditions due to their thematic similarities or personal interpretations. Here's an overview based on general knowledge and the online sentiments. The Anunnaki. The origins and mythology of the Anunnaki and deities from ancient Mesopotamia cultures, Sumerians, Akkadians, Assyrians and Babylonians. The term means those who from heaven to earth came in some interpretations. They are featured in myths and creators of humanity, gods who came down from the heavens, and significant figures in ruling over very aspects of the universe. Its modern interpretations and contemporary culture, especially within the alternative history communities on social media, the Anunnaki are often linked to theories of ancient astronauts or extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in ancient times, influencing human civilization. This perspective largely stems from interpretations of Sumerian texts, although these interpretations are not widely accepted by academic scholars. The Zoharic tradition. The background of the Zohar is a foundation work of the literature of the Jewish mystical thought known as the Kabbalah. While traditionally attributed to Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, modern scholars believe much of it was written by Moses de Leon in 13th century, though it was included in older material and ideas. The Zohar delves into esoteric interpretations of the Torah, exploring themes like creation, divine emanations, and mystical experiences. The content and themes are discussed as the nature of God and the cosmos, the soul, and the path to spiritual enlightenment through symbolic narrative and mystical commentary. The Zohar represents a universe where everything is interconnected, reflecting divine emanations known as the Sephiroth. So what are the connections or speculations of these? The thematic overlaps are, while there's no direct historical or textual link between the Anunnaki and the Zoharic tradition, enthusiasts or speculative thinkers might draw parallels due to shared themes, like the divine intervention of both traditions discuss beings or forces from beyond human experience influencing or creating humanity. The hierarchical cosmology of both describe universes with multiple levels or dimensions where gods or divine beings operate. The speculative theories on social media platforms, you might find discussions where individuals speculate that ancient astronaut theories or knowledge of advanced beings could be encoded in various mythologies, including the Kabbalistic texts. For instance, interpretations might suggest that Zoharic descriptions of divine emanations or cosmic creation could metaphorically align with Anunnaki myths where gods create or manipulate humanity. The cultural synthesis for some might explore how ancient myths, including those of the Anunnaki, could have influenced or paralleled or mystical traditions with Judaism or other cultures, suggesting a universal experience or knowledge of higher beings or realms. There is a lack of scholarly support, and there's no academic or traditional religious scholarship that directly links these two traditions in a historical or doctrinal sense. Any connections are speculative, often based on modern interpretations or creative mythologies. The cultural impact is, however, speculative. Connections contribute to a rich tapestry of modern myth-making, where ancient stories are reimagined in a context where resonates with contemporary interest in extraterrestrial life, hidden histories, or mystical traditions. In summary, while there's no direct traditional or scholarly link between the Anunnaki and the Zoharic tradition, modern discussions, especially in alternative history or spiritual exploration circles, often find creative or speculative connections driven by thematic similarities rather than historical evidence. As we conclude this discussion, let's ponder: are these myths metaphors for humanity's subconscious knowledge of other beings, or evidence of real civilizations beneath us? Could exploring these stories lead us to rediscover lost technologies or even contact with these beings? Thank you for joining me on this underground odyssey. Let's keep exploring, questioning, and maybe one day knocking on the doors of these hidden worlds. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's your take on these underground civilizations? Do you believe there's a truth to these tales, or are they merely dreams of ancient cultures? Drop your comments and questions and let's discuss this fascinating topic together. And we'll see you on the next show. Thanks for joining us on live show 80. I know this was different to normal, and if this is popular or people like it, I think we'll do aliens next. Thank you for joining us. Please share and subscribe.